It's rare that I actually like in like browsing fucking YouTube and find an artist. I'm like, damn, this shit's fire.
Hell yeah.
And it's like so really cool to have an opportunity to do an interview with you. Ha-
Hell yeah, I appreciate you.
have you done an interview before?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a couple. Like, I have a couple that are up on YouTube. I did one in LA. I did one with T. Aubrey, and then I did one uh, in like where I live. And then I've done like I've done like interviews for like people's school projects. Like they did a school project about me, and so like I had to video call them and shit.
Damn, that's what's up.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty cool.
we're fuck the intro of this episode. We're not doing an intro, but
Alright.
um, where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Rochester, New York. It's like a small ass place in upstate New York. And when I was like 13, I moved to Dallas, Texas, and that's where I currently stay, in Dallas.
So from like I guess conception to 13, what was it like growing up?
Like up to 13,
Yeah.
it was fucking cold. Um, it was a small city, but it was like a really like I don't know, it was like a dark city. Like I always tell people it's like Gotham from Batman. Like there was hella crime and like shit like that. So I'm kind of glad that like we left in that aspect, but I don't know. It was cool. Like I had a normal ass like childhood there. Like it wasn't like, anything crazy. I wasn't like joining gangs or anything. Like I was just a normal ass kid that was out here and I was fat as fuck and like unathletic, so I couldn't have done anything anyway.
So what was you out here doing like to entertain yourself? Was music always or like get video games?
No, when I was younger, I was super into like board games. I was like a big nerd. I used to play Dungeons and Dragons with my next door neighbor all the time. And then I played football. Like I started football in like second grade because my whole family is like super like sports orientated, and so I played football like all the time. I played it year round because there was like indoor football leagues, and so I would play it year round. And then a lot of fucking video games and shit. I didn't start making music until like right after I moved to Texas. Like I started making music in Texas.
Yeah, hold up. Let me just check something real quick. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Um, so what brought you to Texas?
My dad works for General Motors, and so he worked for a plant that was up there, and they transferred him. And it's a good thing that they offered him a transfer, and then like right after he left, I think they like closed the plant down. That was in New York. So like, shouts out to Texas. And we almost moved to he almost had us move to Kentucky. And then he was like, right at the last minute, they were like, "Or you could go to Texas." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to Texas for sure." So
That's crazy. How old are you?
I'm 22.
22, 22. That's crazy that you say Kentucky because that's where I actually live, and that's like the most random state. I feel like.
Dude, it's like random as fuck. And like, I remember I visited because we were like looking like at houses and shit to like see if we wanted to move there. And I went and like no hate, bro, but like at least the area we went to, I forgot what it was called. But the area we went to, I went there and was like, dude, if we move here, I will fucking kill myself. Like I do not want to live here. And then he was like, well, good thing we're moving to Texas then. And I was like, all right, well, Texas is hot as fuck, so
Yeah, Texas is definitely a lot more cooler than Kentucky. Fun fact though, it has the most bordering states. I think it's like six or seven. Yeah,
Damn for real.
yeah,
That's sick. I didn't
yeah.
know
I'm actually
that.
from Louisville, which is like North Kentucky. It's like a whole different. It has like 600,000, so it's like a whole different state basically.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't, bro. It's so. I don't know anything about any place ever. Like I don't even know where like states are in America. Like I know where like Texas is. I know where Florida is. I know where New York is, and where California is. I could not tell you where anything else is.
damn.
It's weird. I'm like really dumb, bro. Like
Bro, what do
I
you
got
mean?
an
You can't be dumb. Like,
no. I mean, like I just like don't. I never paid attention to that kind of shit when I was like in school. So like I didn't like that didn't interest me. So I just didn't care. Like I didn't care to know where like shit was. And so like I got in an argument with my brother uh a couple weeks ago because I thought that Ohio was next to Texas, and I didn't realize that it was like way up in the north. So I'm fucking
And east. I mean,
and
fuck.
east. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not close to Texas though.
No.
So
Damn. So a whole ass argument started, and like you must have been set convinced that Ohio was
bro,
like.
I was like, bro, pull out the fucking map right now. I could drive to Ohio in like 3 hours. Fuck you, bro. He pulls it out. He's like, this is Texas and this is Ohio, and I was like, oh fuck.
You might have been getting confused with Oklahoma or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, I drive into Oklahoma all the time. My little sister goes to Oklahoma University, so I go like visit her sometimes, and that's like a 3 hour drive. So like honestly, I might have been thinking Oklahoma. I don't know. I just get drunk and then start fights with my family. I'd be like that.
Are you really family oriented? Because like you
Mm,
talk about your family a lot.
yeah, I love my family. My family's the shit. We're super like we're super like dysfunctional. Like none of us like are like even like into like any of the same things. Like I'm the only one who like makes music. Um, my whole family's like super like sports people, and then my little sister like is doing like fashion design. So like we're just like a whole melting pot of like everything, and we all like are kind of assholes, which is kind of the New York in us. Hold on one second. Uh, it's kind of the New York in us, bro, because all we do is we just sit around the table and like call each other fucking idiots and shit, and like we're just mean as fuck, but it's like all love.
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely awesome though. That you're like
Yeah,
with your family. So
yeah.
back to your whole story though. You live in New York and then you move to Texas. What's your life like that after that?
I moved to Texas, and I was mainly when I moved to Texas, the one thing I was excited about was that like in Texas, football is like super fucking like huge. Like everyone does football and everything. So my parents were like, "Yo, you can play football all the time, and like this is gonna like blah blah blah." And like at the time, like I wanted to be a professional football player, so I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And so I moved here, joined some like uh they call them like the select leagues, like where it's like you have to like try out for the teams and shit outside of school. And I made a couple of those, and it was like, "Oh yeah, my life's all set." And then I met my friend. His name is Marcus, and he was on one of my teams with me, and he was like a super like artsy kid, and so like he was like in school, like he was in like theater and like choir and shit like that. And so then he like kind of got me onto the wave of like, oh, like making music is like really cool and like it's really fun, and like it was a super good way to like express myself because I was like I've always had like really bad like depression issues that I didn't know how to talk about and shit. And so like it was a way for me to do that. And then but I still was like on the whole football kick. Like I was like, I need to play football because my parents tell me that they want me to play football. Um, but then when we went to high school, me and him were best friends. When we went to high school, our freshman year, I went to football and he went to like choir. And so like we stopped hanging out for like 2 years. And then eventually, I think it was the end of my sophomore year. I was like, dude, like I love football, but like music is like the actual thing that makes me like really fucking happy and like makes me, feel good. So I quit football and got in a huge whole argument with my fucking family about it. But I quit football and I joined choir, and then I was in show choir, which is like Glee Club. Like we sang and danced to like Britney Spears songs and shit. And that was like the start of like serious musician Zach.
What position did you play in football?
Uh, Up until high school, I was a short little fat piece of shit. So I played center and nose guard. I played both sides of the ball. And then when I got to high school, I got like tall and skinny, like super skinny. And so like I kept trying to play lineman, and they were like, "No, you're fucking like a twig, bro. Like it's not gonna happen." So then um, they were like, "We'll start working out." And so I used to work out like 3 days or 3 times a day. Like I was like fucking swole daddy Zach, like fucking cut and shit. And so I played linebacker, and then I was like, uh, yeah, I played linebacker, and I was really good at it too. Like I had like colleges like coming to like watch me play at my games and shit. Like I could have probably gone to college with it. I don't think I would have gone pro or anything, but I could have probably gone to college. And then I was like, fuck this. I want to make rap music. Ah. So, yeah,
But look, you're out here, bro. You're out
we
here in the
live
rap game. Out here in the rap game.
flexing.
So your parents didn't really approve of it at first, it seems like, right?
Nah, they were always like, well, my mom is like probably the nicest human being I've ever met. So you could tell that she was kind of like disappointed because of the fact that like she didn't know much about like the music industry or anything like that, but she was just like, as long as it makes you happy, do whatever you want. My dad, growing up with like this whole football and like shit, like sports family, was like, oh, like what the fuck, like you don't want to be like a man anymore and blah 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 blah. He's come around to it like full circle, like he's like completely supportive now, but like it just at first I think it was really new to him, so like he didn't really get it. And then I remember when I graduated and my parents were like, "So are you gonna go to college?" And I was like, "I'll go to community college to like make you guys happy." And so I told my parents that I signed up for classes, and then the week before classes were supposed to start, they were like, "What's your schedule?" And I was like, yeah, I didn't actually sign up. I'm just gonna be a rapper." And so they were mad because they were like, "Well, what the fuck? Like, it's like a really hard thing to get into. Like, what are you gonna do if you don't make it?" And I was like, "I'm gonna make it. Like, it's gonna work out." And they were like, "Okay." And now I'm like, I don't have a job. I make music and shit like that. So like, they're like, "Holy shit! Like, he fucking did it." It's crazy.
And like the funny thing about that is like anyone like it just really depends on the person because like if anyone else were to be like I'm not going to college, I'm going to be a rapper, it sounds like almost like in a sense like what are you doing from their
Yeah,
perspective, but like they didn't know you was like really about it like
yeah. Well,
failure
because
isn't an option type shit.
at the time that I told them that, I was getting like, I think I had like, I had like 30 followers on Twitter. I had like maybe 100 on Instagram, and I was getting like 35 to 50 plays on each song. So like it was like they would look at that and be like, "Well, Zach, like, come on, dude. Like, it's not really working out so far. So what makes you think it's going to?" And I was like, "Fuck you guys, I'm gonna do this." And then like a
So
year later, I was like, "What's up? I'm out here. I got
so
a
you
million
were 18 at the time?
plays."
You were
I
18?
was 18 at that time, and I think I like my first song to ever pop was Cover Girl, and I think that came out when I was 19, or it was I think it was 19 when that came out. So maybe 20, maybe 20. Um,
I actually listened to your very first song because that's what I like to do. I like to go through an artist and just like listen through basically from down up
yeah,
whenever I'm about to interview him. And your first song was like you're spitting bars, man. Like
yeah.
it's a lot different. Like it shows your talent
Yeah.
that you came
Well,
into it with.
it's funny because like when I first started rapping, I got into when I first started getting into hip hop music, I was really into like boom bap shit, like super lyrical, like whatever. And it's like come like all into like a big circle for me now. Like I still love that, and I love pop music. I love like mumble rap. I love like trap rap. Like I love everything now. But so that was what I wanted to do, and I didn't sing because at the time I was super insecure about my singing voice. And so like people had always told me like, "Yo, Zach, you can't sing. Don't ever try to sing." So I was like, "Okay, bet. I'm not gonna fucking sing. I'll just rap. I don't have to sing to rap, you know." And then like finally, I started getting comfortable with it. But it's funny that you say that about like my first song because it's not really my first song. Like I steadily put out music from the time I was like 14 until the time I was like 18, and it's all gone from the internet because it was really awful and like terrible.
Damn.
I was really bad at making music for like a long time and I didn't get it. And then like all of a sudden one day it just was like, "Oh, I'm not that bad anymore."
What do you think that was? Just like sheer, just like know how at that point.
I think at that point it was like I had done it for so long that it was like I learned what like I liked and I didn't like. And then also a confidence thing. I think a lot of people there's a lot of artists that I listen to that I'm like, yo, the bones of this song, like the structure of this song is like super good, but you sound super like you're not confident in yourself. And like that can like make or break a song like completely to me. Um, and then also I think it was just like finding like the sound that I really wanted to make. Cause like I would always like try to make stuff that like I just thought other people wanted to hear until like I was like one day I was just like, dude, it's not working anyway, so like fuck it, I'll just make what I want. And then it worked out.
And that's awesome because I was just looking and I saw where your album just hit 1 million. Congratulations on
Yeah,
that, by the
thank you
way.
so much, dude. That's my debut album, so I'm super stoked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna after this actually I'm going to this restaurant. I'm getting margaritas with my boys to celebrate.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Fucking. So I just went fucking completely brain dead. That's my
No,
bad.
you're good. You're good.
So yeah, 1 million. What is next for Spaceman Zack?
Like in terms of like what am I doing now? Um, fuck, I don't know. That's like a really hard. It's I get asked that all the time, and I have no idea ever the answer.
It's super vague. It's super
Yeah.
vague.
So I can tell you that I'm in album mode again. I released Wicked on like January 23rd, and so I'm in album mode, and I'm going to be releasing my second album. Um, I think January of 2021, so it'll be like a year after Wicked. Um, other than that, man, I'm just like, dude, I literally just like write songs every day. I keep in like the momentum of like I record, you know, if I don't record like at least like 2 to 3 songs a week, then I like want to kill myself because I feel unproductive. I have so many videos on the way, bro. Me and Tiabri been going hard as fuck with videos. Fucking just a lot more working. And then as soon as everything like opens up and Corona's over, the next big thing I want to do is go on a big ass tour because I've toured like Texas a bunch of times, but I really want to like do like an across America tour type thing, and then eventually jump overseas. Because that'd be crazy.
That's what's next. Bro, your videos are fire though. Like they're so simplistic.
Thank you, bro. That's all fucking T. Aubrey's the visionary god on that one because it's so. I'll send him a fucking song. We have like a perfect like. I know that like whatever he thinks for the video is gonna be dope as fuck. Um, so I'm always like, I always send him the song, and I'm like, yo, whatever you see, and like whatever you can imagine, bro, just like let's do it. I'll follow your lead on it, and I'll give him like my like opinions. Like if I have like a song where I'm like, yo, in the video I really want to be doing this, I'll say that. But most of the video shit like is like his idea and like his brainchild. And so it's really cool that we get to work on that together because I come to him with like the start and then he makes it like a whole visual thing and it's crazy. So he's lit. Shouts out to T Aubrey.
So I was reading through your comment sections on like a lot of your songs,
Yeah,
and I would notice like a very few. Oh fuck, a very few like select amount of people would be like, "This sounds like Pete." Blah blah blah. This that the
yeah,
other. What do you? I mean, you don't have to address it, but like, what's your whole thoughts on people like coming out and saying that? I don't think so, but like for the
yeah.
people who think
I
that,
mean, as simple as I can put it, man. Like it's like I don't agree because I have. I mean, I know what you're saying. Like people always are like, "Yo, he's just copying," and blah blah blah. I don't agree. I was super, super, super influenced by him. Like 100%. Like RIP to a fucking legend. He changed my life.
for sure.
Um, what I tell people a lot of times is that, like I was always like this. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't know how to accept it in myself until I heard like his stuff. And then he made me like he gave me confidence to like fuck it, I'm like this, you know what I'm saying? And like he helped me with that a lot. And I get people are saying a lot like I sound like him and shit. And it's like, well, we make the same genre of music. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Facts.
make the same genre of music. We both have like colored hair and like tattoos and like I get it. But at the same time, like I think that people can be similar and not the same. And that's what like I've always wanted to do that, and like I'm super inspired by him, so I like pay, my homage by like being in the same genre and definitely being inspired. But like I don't know, I'm never trying to copy him. Like that's not like what I want. I want to be Spaceman Zack. I don't want to be Lil Peep, and so like R.I.P. to the man who like really helped me through just depression. Also, like not even aside from music, like he helped me a lot with his music, and so I think he did have a core role in like creating like the whole Spaceman Zack thing because like I mean without seeing that I probably would have never had the courage to like do this. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I let them think that if that's what people want to think, then like there's not really much changing their mind. And I know that my fans love me, and I love them, and so like I don't really. Not everyone in the world's gonna like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
There's a
can't
lot of
make
people
everyone
who fucking
happy.
hate me.
You can't
Yeah,
make everyone happy.
there's no matter what you do, man, somebody's gonna fucking hate you for it, and it just is what it is. You got to count your blessings. I have more people that like me than don't like me right now,
Oh
so
yeah, it
I'm
was definitely like a fucking 500 to like fucking 20 ratio. Like,
exactly. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. Like, I don't even pay attention to those 20 people. I love my 500. So it's
yeah,
cool.
exactly. And the thing about it is that like you can show anybody who makes like actually I'm a you can show anybody who makes like that kind of music to like any person who just has like a base level knowledge on just
Yeah,
like music in general, like who's only heard X or Peep or
yeah,
whatever, and just to say this guy makes sad music, he sounds
yeah.
like Peep, you
Well,
know.
so the one thing that like I was talking about with one of my friends the other day was we were actually on this topic, and it's like I think that in people's minds, if they don't fully understand something, they try to relate it to something that they do understand. And so like if they know X or P and they don't know somebody that they just heard their music and it sounds similar, they're just gonna be like, "Oh, they're copying," because that's their easiest brain way to like relate it. It's like when I don't know if you remember, but when Young Thug first came out, everyone was like, "Oh, he's just copying Lil Wayne," but he's fucking like Young Thug, bro. Like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, he's a fucking legend for being Young Thug. So like, it is what it is, bro.
Even when Trippy Red was coming out, weren't people saying he sounded like Uzi?
Yeah, I heard that a bunch. Um,
Like
which you can tell that like he's obviously like has taken like aspects of it and like
influences.
worked it himself, which there's nothing wrong with that. I think that that's how art progresses. Is like what I'm saying? Like we, for layman's terms, copy something else and then make it into our own, and that's what art is. You know what I mean?
I think the biggest thing about people, rather this is a bit off topic, but it is about people who say or act a certain way in a song is that like it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. Because you can talk about diamonds for every single ice diamonds for every single one of your songs, but like if you say it differently in each song, then it's gonna be
Yeah,
cool. Like you gotta have
yeah,
your own
bro.
way to say shit.
Well, I love the whole argument of like I hate when people are like this is I don't like the argument. This is off topic too, but I don't like the argument of like if your lyrics don't have necessarily substance, like then like you're a trash rapper, because like bro, I'm gonna keep it really 100 with you. Like I bump some Lil Pump, and he has the dumbest lyrics I've ever heard, but like it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Because he has so much energy, and like that makes me feel like I'm flexing up. But at the same time I love songs that are like super lyrical and like tell a story because it's just different types of like vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm at the club, I don't really want to listen to like a fucking like super like either like depressing or like lyrical song. I want to
Yeah.
fucking jump around and bump. But like when I'm driving home from the club, I'm probably gonna put on that sad song and like cry. Like it's just like it's just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I think everyone just needs to like take a step back and just be like, if I don't like it, then it's art. I don't have to like art. There's a lot of paintings that are super famous. I think the Mona Lisa is ugly as fuck, but like it's like one of the most famous paintings of all time. So like okay, like whatever. That's art. I don't have to like it.
Just like modern art, and that's mostly not art. like a not our generation problem is like hating on the. I mean, I 80% of the time prefer like shit with substance because I'm mostly like hanging out alone. But if I'm like chilling with the boys or like just trying to
Exactly.
lift my mood, then I'm gonna play some mumble shit. I'm not always gonna knock
Exactly.
it.
Well, and that's why like I love to make the contrast myself because like I have like songs where I talk about some stupid shit in it. Just because like at the time that I was making that song, like I was feeling like I was the best shit in the world and I wanted to flex. But then I also like you go to the next song on my playlist and it's me talking about like all my problems. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like how I'm feeling that day. And like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like I had that song Bankroll with Blood Diamond, and like the whole song, the whole chorus that I'm singing is like, I've been running up to bankroll, make a check when I pay a show. Like it's just me flexing, you know. But like at the time that I was in the studio, I was having a really good time. I was in a really good mood, and I was like, I'm just running, like I'm the shit. I'm so cool. And then yeah, and then like the next day, I made a song myself, and it was like, I'm so sad, and I want to cry, and whatever. But like
Energy,
it
bro.
is what
It's
it
just
is. It's
energy.
just it's just different types of energy, bro, and I love that. And I love people who can tap into both because that's super cool to me.
You there? Can you hear me? Okay. Shit.
Yeah, I'm here.
It lagged a little bit for a second.
No, you're good.
So, Spaceman Zack. How did you get that name? I'm assuming your name's Zach, right?
Yeah, my name is Zach. So I was going by a different rap name. Um,
What's
well, actually, at the time, I was just going by my actual name, which is just Zach Miller. Um, which I'm a white rapper and I'm named Zach Miller, and so people were like Mac Miller, Zach Miller, which I totally understand. That's like really
Yeah,
close, and so
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give you guys this one. I should probably make a new rap name, whatever. Um, so I was actually making a song. I made this one song called Spaceman, and the whole song is like basically so like back when I was really young, I was baptized as a Catholic and brought up Catholic, which I'm not religious anymore. So this whole meaning to Spaceman Zack has kind of like transferred meanings. But at the time, I was really religious, and I made a song called Spaceman, and so it was like all about like when I was a little kid, I thought that like heaven was in space. So like when you die, you become an angel and you go to space. And so the song is me saying like I told my mama that I want to be a spaceman, and it's talking about like when I die, I want to go to heaven. And so the song was just called Spaceman, and I put it out. And some like 3 days later, some dude hit me up on Twitter, and he was like, "Yo, you're that Spaceman guy, right?" Like talking about the song, and he's like, "You're that Spaceman guy," and I was like, "Fuck yes, that's sick as hell." Yes, I'm Spaceman Zack, and I immediately changed my Twitter and was like, "This is me now. I'm fucking Spaceman Zack," and then it just stuck. And now, like, even my friends will call me Space sometimes and shit. Like, it's just like that was the one that was just like it just stuck like real hard. So cool.
It's really original too. I like the story,
Thank you.
especially it's like on some kid shit, kind of. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
bro. Like the whole the
That's the
whole
most
idea.
wholesome.
The whole idea is that like a spaceman is an angel. So like I'm like Angel Zach, but like I mean it's changed since then because I'm not religious anymore, and so like I don't really believe in all the same things. Uh, but I'm Spaceman Zach. That's stuck.
What has the meaning changed for you?
I think more now it's just like Spaceman Zach to me now is just like space is unexplored and it's super different and like you don't really know what's up there. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
so like when you look at me, I'm weird and I'm different and like you don't really know like what I'm about until like I tell you. You know what I'm saying? And so like I think that's kind of like a cool like crossover. Like I'm spaceman. I'm like an alien. Like you don't know what the hell to expect by seeing me until I tell you like I'm a cool guy and I love you. But yeah,
So, do people often like misconstrue your personality just for like how you look, or do you think like do you ever get that
yeah.
as like
I mean, I can tell you right now that where I live is like very very I don't know the right word for it, but very judgmental. There's a lot of judgmental people around here. So like I can tell like people stare at me all the time, and then even just like people on the internet, like I've met fans like at shows, and like they'll come up and they'll like be like, "Yo, what's up?" And like I'll come up and I'll give them a hug, and they're like, "Honestly, bro, I thought you were gonna be a dick," and I'm like, "Why?" Like, like I'm just like I'm a fucking normal. Like I play video games with my bros. I fucking um I was mowing lawns with my dad today. Like
Yeah,
that's
that's
like the most
awesome.
fucking that's the most fucking normal shit you can do ever. Like my dad does some landscaping on the side for money, and he was like, "Yo, I'll give you $20 if you come mow these lawns with me." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude, let's do it." Um, so like yeah, like I'm just like a fucking like I like to just be like a normal guy. Like I don't really like when people like put me like on a pedestal or whatever. And like I'll have like the funniest thing is like I'll have people tweet at me and they're like I'll be like out at the store and then like I'll get home and I'll look at my Twitter and they're like, "Yo, I just saw SpaceMan Zack at the store, but I was too afraid to go say hi." And I'm like, "Dude, if you went up and said hi to me, I would probably cry and give you a hug because I love you." Like I'm mad awkward. I'm like mad awkward in person, but it's not like on a like fuck you type thing. It's like I'm really not good at talking to people in person. So like I love you so much, but like I'm more awkward than like you are probably. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be more awkward than you're gonna be if you meet me. Like it's all love. I'm kind of a dork. I read comic books and play video games and cuddle with stuffed animals. You know what I'm saying?
What games do you play?
I really like Smash Bros and Mario Kart. Um, right now I'm playing Batman Arkham Asylum, and then after that I'm gonna play Arkham City, and then Arkham Knight, and then I play Call of Duty with my boys sometimes when I'm feeling like blowing off steam and cussing at some people, and I'm like,
COD's always toxic, and Smash is especially toxic with the boys. Uh,
dude, me and my friends get in heated arguments over Smash, bro.
like I'm not even good at it. Like all my friends besides me like know every character, know what they do, and I just hop in. I'm like Kirby, like I'm gonna jump off the map
Yeah.
with you in my mouth.
It's funny because I love video games, but I'm really bad at them. Like the only video game I'm any good at is actually Mario Kart. Like I'm mean at Mario Kart, and so me and my friends will play, and we'll be all drunk playing Mario Kart in my living room. And I remember one time, my friend likes to bring it up all the time because he thinks it's the funny thing ever. But I was like about to win this tournament, and he swooped in at the last second and fucking passed me and came in first. And I got so fucking pissed, bro, that I stood up and I kicked him out of my house. I was like,
Bruh.
"You need to go the fuck home." And then I texted him the next day. I was like, "Yo, I was way too drunk. I'm so sorry, bro."
You need to go the fuck home.
I was like, "Bro, you can't just do that shit to me." He's like, "It's the game, bro." I was like, "Nah, bro, fuck you."
Was he rubbing it in your face type shit?
Oh yeah, and he thought it was so funny that I kicked him out too. Like he came over the next day and he was like, "Oh, I can't play video games with you anymore because you're just a bitch about it." I was like, "I feel that."
That is some head ass shit though, bro.
Oh, for sure, bro. I felt super embarrassed.
That's funny. That's funny. Uh, and earlier in the interview, you mentioned stuff about like board games and shit like that.
Mm.
By chance, did you ever play Munchkin?
I don't know what that is, honestly.
Damn, it's so fire.
No. I love like me and my family have family game nights a lot. So we play like uh we have you know the game Clue?
Is that the one where like you have the faces and like you kind of gotta like guess
No,
out?
that's Guess Who.
Oh,
Clue is the one where it's like you're like wandering through like a mansion and you have to like figure out there so someone's been killed and you have to figure out who the murderer is, what room they did it in, and what weapon they used. And like you have to do like detective work to figure it out. Well, we have that, but it's the Disney Haunted Mansion version. So you're like Goofy and Minnie and like Donald Duck and shit. And it's super cool. And like it's like ghosts instead of like murderers. It's pretty fire. And so we play that all the time. I'm really good at it.
damn! I wonder if they have that on tabletop because I just got this game and it's like a fucking like plethora of fucking board games that you can just like play online with your friends.
Oh, that's sick as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Clue's like one of the most famous like board games ever, so I'm sure they have it.
Damn, I'm gonna definitely have to check it out.
It's so fucking fun. You just got to be able to like sit there because it like takes a long time.
Yeah, for
Like
you
it's
to
like
like,
one of those games that like takes like 4 hours to play.
and then like for board games with me, like the first like 30 minutes, like not 30 minutes, probably like 10, 15 minutes, like nobody's really invested, and then the shit starts to get rolling on a
It
ball.
gets real, bro. And then
Yeah.
you start like, because you get like these like little like notepads, and so you like, so the objective is you like go into these rooms, and then you make a guess, and you're like, I think that this dude uh, killed somebody in this room with this weapon, and then each person has cards in their hand that like have like certain people on them, but then there's three cards in the center that are hidden, and that's like the three that you have to guess, and so you have to like see what everyone in the table has in their hand to narrow it down to like figure out what those three cards in the middle are. And so like if I'm like, yo, this dude killed this person with this, if someone on the table has that like one of those cards in their hand, they have to show it to me and like you write it down so that you like do like real detective fucking work, bro. It's like it's so fun, bro. Especially if you're drunk. It's the greatest game ever.
When you're drunk, you probably feel like Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, bro. I went into the first room one time. The game usually takes like 4 hours to figure out. I went into the first room one time and I was like, I'm drunk as fuck. I'm just gonna make my final guess. And I guessed and it was fucking right. And I won the game in 30 seconds.
Damn.
Yeah. And I
You
was
were
like,
definitely
holy
like
shit. I was the luckiest moment of my life. But
fucking ordered a pipe and shit off of Amazon.
you
You're like, I'm
know,
Sherlock
I was
Holmes now.
Sherlock Holmes in it, bro.
So, we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, your tour, you said you've toured around Texas. What was that like for you?
It was crazy, bro. It's super fun because I just get to go with my friends and we basically like all my tours were like, like 4 days long. Because it's just in Texas. But it's like we all cram into like minivans, and we're all like, super close quarters. So you get like, if you don't like someone that you're on tour with, you're gonna hate your life. So it's usually just like me and my friends, and then we get to travel to different cities and meet cool people, and then get drunk and party every night, and then get paid for it. So it's just like literally like the coolest thing of all time. That's why like I want to go like on like a big tour and like go to all these different places I've never been. Like I went to Toronto for a show, Toronto, Canada for a show last year, and like it was super fire because I just got to like see all the shit I'd never seen before and get paid to just party. And then I went to Finland for a show last year, and it was crazy because like I was like across the world and like everything's just mad different and it's mad cool. So
Was the show out in Finland crazy?
it was wild, bro. Like it was way better than I thought it was gonna be. Like I honestly was like, who the fuck listens to me in Finland? And then I was in the dressing room and the dude came up and he was like, yo, Zach, you need to come see these. And he pulls me out the front of the venue and there's like a party bus rolling up with like 50 people on it.
Fuck.
And they get off and they're like, oh my God, it's SpaceMan Zack. I was like, dude, like where am I, bro? Like I don't even know where I am in the world right now. Like what the fuck is going on? Like this is crazy. And then like I remember I was singing Coke in the bathroom and they were all singing it like back with the like in the crowd. And I was like, bro, like I recorded this song in my bathroom of my mom's house with my friend on a broken laptop and now I'm like a 24-hour flight away and people are singing it to me. Like that's crazy. Like it was wild as fuck. Super humbling.
Yeah, I bet. Like, why Finland? Like,
Dude, someone hit me up and he was like, "Yo, you're my favorite rapper, and my birthday is coming up, and I'm gonna have this big birthday party, and I want you to perform at it." And I was like, "All right, bet. Like, let's run it. Like, as long as you can like pay for all my shit, then like let's run it." And he was like, "Yeah, bro." And he sent a shit ton of money to pay for the tickets and shit, and I was like, "All right, let's go to fucking Finland."
that's crazy. That's
It was
so.
wild, bro.
That's
It was
dope.
wild because I was like, in my list of like places I've always wanted to go. Like I've never even thought of going to Finland, and like that's the first place I go is like to Finland. I was like, sick.
What are some places that you would like to go?
For music, I really want to go to like uh Germany, I want to go to Russia really bad. I want to go to like England. I want to go to Amsterdam on vacation really bad because I heard it's crazy there. They just party and shit. But
Lot of weed in Amsterdam and like
yeah.
legal like shrooms and shit. I don't know if you.
I don't smoke weed, but like the shroom sounds cool. But it's crazy too, bro. Cause like so like where I was in Finland, I found out it was a 30-minute drive to Russia. Like it
It's
was like
crazy.
super close, and they were giving me like all this like fucking like this crazy like vodka and shit, and it was like the strongest, craziest alcohol I'd ever had in my life. I was like throwing up after like 2 shots. It was crazy.
Some straight Russian alcohol.
Bro, it just was like you could probably like fly a plane with this shit in a gas tank, bro. Like it was crazy.
I'm not an alcohol guy. Like I think
I
there's
love
something wrong with
alcohol.
me, like stomach wise, and like
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know. It fucks with
Well,
me.
alcohol is rough on your health too, so it's probably good that you don't do that. Just stick to smoking weed and shit.
I mean, I like to get drunk. Like it's a fun. It's more about the journey to me. It's more about the
Yeah,
journey there, and then once
yeah.
I'm there, it's like, all right, fuck my
What do we
life.
do
I hate
now?
it here.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. I drink alcohol like all the time. That's like my poison is alcohol. So,
Do,
so-
is it at? Do you think it's something that you need to make music, or is it more or less just like you just like having fun?
no, it's like it's definitely not something I need to make music. I don't really like when people say like, "Oh, I need to get fucked up to make music," because it's like, no, you don't. Like your brain is like, you're obviously a creative person. You can just figure out how to access that. But I just drink. Honestly, I think I'm just addicted to alcohol. Like it just feels good to be drunk. Like it's like a personal choice. It's not. It doesn't have anything to do with music. You know what I'm saying? I just love a cold beer.
You don't think it would ever be like a problem or anything, right?
No, I think I'm okay. Like I get my shit done. I'm not like having health problems right now, so I'm sick of. I'm actually drinking homemade moonshine right now. It's delicious.
Out here.
Yeah. Dude, it tastes like apple pies. It's super good.
But yeah, I just had to ask you. I wasn't trying to invade
No,
your
no,
personal space.
you're totally good, bro. It's all good. People ask me all the time. They're like, "Yo, you've been drinking a lot. Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm just like to get drunk. It feels cool." You know what I'm saying? I like to party.
Yeah, like if I didn't smoke, like I don't know. Like I used to not like get high before interviews, and then I thought I was in my own head about it, and now I'm just
Yeah.
like, fuck. Like
Well, I
it's
used to
just a
smoke weed, but
conversation.
it gives me anxiety now. So that's the only reason I don't smoke weed. Because weed's fucking tight. It just makes me feel like I'm gonna die. So nothing.
Me too sometimes, and then like I just distract my mind, and like 15 minutes later, I'm like, oh, I don't even know what I was tripping about. My leg.
Yeah. I just like I don't know, I fall into like a deep pit and then I like can't climb out whenever I smoke weed. So I'm like, fuck, it's cool. All my friends smoke weed, I'll just let them smoke. I'll get drunk. We're,
It's
we're
definitely
both lit.
different for everybody. It's definitely different for everybody. Shit, let me check this. Damn, out here 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, so what were your other interviews like? What were they like in person? Was it like a Discord, Skype?
So like I did one for like a girl in like Australia that was doing like a school project on me. She was in college, and so that was like a Skype interview. And then I've done this dude in Germany was making like a mini documentary about rappers. So I did one through Skype with him, and then the T Aubrey one was in person because obviously like we're just homeboys. And then I went to LA, and this dude named Quest G, shouts out Quest G. He works for this company, and I'm completely blanking on the company name, but oh, Sullen TV. Uh, and so he had like an actual like studio, like it looked like a real like fucking like interview like thing, and like we're like on a table and like we're both like talking to each other, and there's like a camera and everything, and it was crazy. It was
That's
like another.
dope.
It was like one of those like it was kind of like the no jumper format, like where it was like we kind of just had a conversation for like an hour and filmed it. and then like it was an interview. Um, and then I did one. I did this one interview with this dude at like a park. And it was kind of fire.
At a park.
Yeah, we were just like sitting on this bench, and he was like, "Yo, can I ask you some questions?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And he's like, "All right, that's my homegirl. She's filming." And I was like, "All right, sick. Let's do it."
Did they know who you was? Like what?
Yeah, yeah. Like they had hit me up to come out, but it was just like
Oh,
awkward because like I pulled up to the park and I was like, "Are we doing the interview here?" He was like, "Yeah, bro, it's the perfect spot." I was like, "I mean, if you say so." I don't know how this shit works.
that's what's up though. The park.
Yeah.
Shout out to the park,
Shouts out to the park.
man. Shit. We can wrap this up if you want, just by you know, any shout outs you want to give to anybody, or like any messages that you really feel like you want to put onto your audience, or maybe someone who's just finding you through me.
Um. So first of all, shouts out to T Aubrey, my main man. Shouts out to all my producers. There's way too many to name, but I love you all. Shouts out to J4Y, who engineers my vocals and is also my main man. Um, Shouts out to all my rapper friends. You guys know who you are, but there's way too many. Um, Shout out to my fucking mom because she's the coolest. Shouts out to my puppy Luna because she's also the coolest. And then to like messages just to the fans and shit. Like I love everybody. Obviously, we hit 1 million plays on the first album today. So
Gang.
thank you guys so much. That's crazy. I never really honestly thought I'd be here. Y'all made my life cool as fuck, and I hope that I can make y'all as cool too. But I love everyone. Everyone, keep your head up. Give somebody a hug and smile at them and make them feel better. Anyone who's just finding me through you, um, I'm a cool guy. I think I try my best. Just give me a chance and check out my music. And if you like it, you like it. And I would love to have you as part of the Spaceman family. If not, I get it, but you make me sad and you break my heart. So, aha,
They won't sleep. They won't sleep.
it's cool. It's cool. Yeah,
We just get this outro and then we could cut it. It'd be good.
yeah. Gang.
Thank you so much for listening to the In the Sky podcast, and thank you so much, SpaceMan Zack, for coming on and talking to us. It was awesome getting to know you, man.
Thank you, bro. It was great to get to know you too. So much love. Thank you for having me on here.